Hey, what's up? So, I've got the heater on because it's freaking cold. Well, it's not cold, but it's chilly. My hair is messed up from laying down. And I'm sitting here and I'm as like insane as it might sound to other people, I'm doing something. I'm doing something in particular. And that has to do with everything else I do, which is healing myself and having a fully connected heart, mind, and body, soul, whatever that really is. A lot of that's been explained to me. Like, I have a very good conceptual physics and quantum physics understanding of things. And so, and like, I think probably if I had the training, I would be like a very good neurologist, or yeah, I would be good at that. However, okay, so I get to this point in my own thinking, and I say to myself, Rebecca, do you really still believe in God? Like, I mean, this is a legitimate question for me. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about it. I'm a very intelligent person. My mind is brilliant. It always has been. And although I haven't always been, I think I would say, like, the most balanced person emotionally. I mean, who has been, right? Their whole life. Check for a belly button. They may not be human. But so months and months ago, wow, I mean, like 9 months ago now, I came up here on the mountain with the singular goal of healing my broken heart, because it was killing me and I knew it. And I couldn't describe it. I knew intuitively that it was killing me. I also knew that it had killed people, because, like I've said in other videos, I mean, I didn't lose them, I know where I left them, but there were approximately 12 people in my life, close people, or who had been very close, I had been very close to, that just died in like less than 6 years. And this rocked my everything. It rocked everything. I was okay until my younger brother died. That fucked me up. I was taken advantage of. On top of that, my house was stolen. I lost my home. I ended up homeless. Lost my business. Ended up poor all over again. Lost my reputation. Like, no matter what I did, and I did make some mistakes after my brother died, but like, that's kind of human, And but these people that stole my home and the property that it is on, they took advantage of my weakness and my grief, and they shattered my life even further than it was already shattered. And stole from me. So, in like the most horrible ways too. It wasn't like outright, just somebody running up and stealing something, It was this very prolonged, torturous intimidation, harassment, breaking and entering, identity theft, stealing my internet, like just fucking with my devices. And I couldn't figure out how, this was all going on, because I was so crippled by my grief that, anyway. And this is why, I really do believe in, these are things like this. When I start looking at things, I really do genuinely believe in God. And I would say that, the God that best matches my understanding of God is not the religion of Christianity, but the teachings of Christ. And I would say that across the board. I can find the thread of truth in anything, whether it's a scientific, medical journal, or I can find it in, a pile of leaves on the side of the road. Whatever. I mean, I can find it in anything. You know, books about spirituality, the Bible itself, you know, the Upanishads, Vedas, anyhow, and anything in between, you know, it's just, the truth is always there. You just really need to know what you're looking for. I mean, most people can't see the truth when it slaps them upside the head. And they just never can. And even if somebody can in, say, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 areas out of, say, like 5, they can't see it all the time. And this is like a very legitimate limitation on human beings. Human beings, we tend to get to a level, and also we tend to get to levels, and no matter how good it feels, we're like, well, you know, I'll just stop here. I'm like, why? I mean, that's been like my legitimate question, is why stop here? I mean, I like to feel good all the time if I can. Why not? Like, and you know, when I first started doing this for myself, it was really for myself, although I knew that it was helpful for other people, or it would be. I knew that right off the bat. I knew. That's why in the description of this channel it says, you know, a roadmap for others, because I know that there's a lot of things that I know. I know I'm a very wise person. I know that I'm extremely talented. I know all kinds of things about myself. I know myself very well. And better than anyone else knows me, that's for certain, except for God. But you know, I knew that recording things in the journals that I've written since I've been doing all of this, and I've been doing this for 1.5 years now straight. Very few breaks, very few, like, even social interactions with anyone. True. So, you know, it's really it doesn't end. And then with, you know, the great awakening that's going on right now, and I don't know, like, because I don't pay attention to the rest of the world, but I do know that there's some fucked up shit in this world. I'm totally aware of that. And at the same time, like, I ignore it. And it's not because I'm ignoring something and being ignorant are two very different things. I mean, most people, it equals the same thing. In my personal case, it's, well, for me, there's no lack of questioning anything, even God himself. So when I'm looking at something, you know, I'm really good at doing shadow work simply because I really like, want to get things done, and I want to do it right the first time if I can. I don't want to fuck around. You know, no. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste other people's time. My time, other people's time. Just don't want to waste time. And so I've been like watching, all these videos have been coming up on my YouTube feed, and I've seen things like this before, but I didn't really, I hadn't watched probably, like, you know, like the last year or two of like the latest things. And I've been watching like about neuroscience and age reversal and all these different things, like healing, quantum mechanics, quantum physics, all these ideas that we have, you know, manifestation, all this stuff. And they just started coming through my feed like in the last 2 days. Most of the time I've been listening to like Christian ministries and sermons. I've been listening to a lot of tarot card readings, and, you know, just like various other things like sprinkled throughout that. A lot of things about astronomy and just different things that I like, that I really resonate with. And excuse me, I've always lived looking at the stars, always. And I would say that it's good to question everything, but I don't think it's good to doubt things. It's not, I mean, it's not useful. It seems to be kind of, doubt is not, I mean, unless it's like an intuitive doubt that you you know, I have to be careful when I'm talking about these things because I do have an understanding of how different my mind works than most people's, and even most people who have access to this information. So you have to understand about me. I didn't have access to any of it. I didn't read the medical papers. I didn't watch scientific videos. I went on faith. 100%. I mean, the only thing that I haven't been able to so far regrow are my teeth. That's all. And, you know, considering where I came from or where I started in this journey, how much was taken away from me. You know, and of course it was done for my own good, and I know that, but it didn't fucking feel like that. It didn't feel that way at all. Now, I had a particularly strong faith, very strong, which is a gift. Faith is a gift. It's a gift that keeps on giving, no doubt. And I chose to love myself through my bullshit because I knew that nobody else was going to do it. Everybody else that might have done it for me was dead. And the only other people I had in my life were abusive, narcissistic fuckheads. All of them. Every single one. Every one of them. So if you ever hear anyone saying that they were my friend, don't believe them. Nobody was my friend. Nobody was there. Nobody at all. This dog, she was there for me. She taught me how to love again without fear. Like, seriously, with God. That was how I figured that out. And I also had, like, a willing heart and mind. And I'm sure, like, people have horrible misconceptions about me. And I don't mean, like, people necessarily on YouTube, because not that many people watch me on YouTube. But anyway, I mean about, like, in my local area, you know, I'm kind of like a local hero here because I'm not kind of a hero. I am a hero. However, I'm just not, like, super well known or anything. But I helped save a man's life just about 20 miles from where I am right now, maybe 20 miles, maybe not that far, because he was burning to death in his truck, and he lost a leg, so he was gonna die. I'm glad that he didn't. I'm glad that me and the 3 other men that helped, it was 3 or 4 other men that helped, we saved his life. I mean, I kept him from going into shock at the end, but you know, I think the fact that I was living in my car, still am. I love living in my car, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there have been times when it's harsh. Like, the weather up here is harsh. You know, in the winter, it's usually cold. Like, cold and wet. At least it was last winter. And then, you know, during the summer, it's fucking hot and dry. You know, like, I mean, it's relentless. It's hot all night. Like, it might cool out for, like, an hour or two. It's hot. And even with, you know, AC in the car and all, it was hard to get through this last summer was harsh. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I made the best of it. Bella is great. She's a great dog. And at the same time, it was pretty fucking miserable. I'm not gonna lie. There were times when it was just so hot. You know, I mean, 90 degrees all day in the sun, in the car. Are you kidding me? Like, that would test the patience of a saint, if there are such things. I don't even know if there are anymore. But, excuse me. But, okay, so what I was saying was, first of all, I believe in God. And no, I'm not just some, like, religious fanatic idiot that, like, doesn't actually know what she's saying when she says that. Yeah, no, I really do. And, you know, it's like some kind of delusion or something, you know? So most people are, they just say, oh, I believe in God, but they don't really understand what that means. I don't know like this. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what the problem is. Thank you. That's all I needed. But, like, I'm not, you know, it's not born out of some, like, delusional need to believe in something. That's not where I'm coming from. I genuinely think and believe wholeheartedly, knocked over my water, that human beings need something. All of us. I don't care who you are. I don't care how well educated you are, how influential you are. I don't care how much you think you know about this world, and you know how many degrees you have, and how brilliant you've been told you are, and all this kind of thing. Humans do. We need something bigger than us, and I think that it serves a particular purpose for getting to the truth and having not just like a logical system, like as in a systemic way of understanding the truth and making sense of the truth, but when we use like spiritual logic, is what I would call it. Spiritual logic helps us to have a systemic way of understanding the truth of things that we cannot prove. Like, you know, as in, you know, like evidence-based, you know, or fact-based ideas. Some of these things, you know, there's a lot of evidence for it, but we don't really know how to prove it yet. And I mean, I think that there have to be things that I don't know about. There has to be. And techniques and maybe even pieces of technology. I mean, I've heard of such things, and yet but then I understand why they would be kept so secret. I know that. I get it. Like, I can imagine all kinds of things. In fact, I was thinking about a particular piece of equipment that really was just in my imagination, but at the same time, I know that it's real. Oh yeah, I know. And it's like a piece of technological equipment. I don't have clearance to say much more than that. And nobody gave me clearance, or it's like keeping it from me. No human, anyhow. Like, that's just something I choose to do. Keep it to myself for now. Anyhow, but I remember very clearly exactly what this thing looked like, what it felt like, what it sounded like. And even kind of a smell that it gave off when I was near it. And I wasn't near it physically, but I was remote viewing it. Because it was in this area. Somebody was using one of them on me. Oh my God, though. You guys are dumb. Anyway, not everybody. No, and not my viewers. Probably not my viewers. Not, like I said, not many people watch me anyhow. But no, you guys are not stupid. Unless you're the ones that were using that on me. That thing almost made me sick. And like, I can take a lot. But that was bullshit. Anyway. So, I was watching something earlier today that alluded to, wasn't like super clear because it was just like a very short snippet of this video. But and if we're learning about those things now, you can imagine how long they've probably been around. So, and like, this was not, it seemed out there to me, but at the same time, it's something that totally makes sense. You know, I mean, it's like a scaled down version of a directed energy weapon. Yeah, I totally know. So anyway, like the difference between like a nuclear weapon, a nuclear bomb, and a handgun, scaled down yet powerful all the same, and very like directed, you know, like, or like generally directed anyway. But I did all of this on my own, literally, like, on faith. I got here on my own. I mean, with God, that's what I would say, and my dog. You know, and I've been able to sustain it and maintain it all this time. And people have, like, gone out of their way to, you know, either misunderstand me completely, which, like, people that are on the same, or at least in the same, like, realm of frequencies as me, they don't try to humble me out of this, like, misperception that I'm prideful. I'm like, if I am prideful, and it's not in any kind of egoic way, I'm prideful because I worked hard to fucking get here. Like, are you kidding me? Shut the fuck up. Like, don't project your bullshit onto me, because you're the one who's an egomaniac, and also you're a narcissist. Like, seriously. Ugh. And some of the people who have, you know, gone out of their way to humble me and stop me, really, like, from ascending, and stop me from feeling good, stop me from, you know, having simple things like getting my laundry done, having a bathroom so I can take a shower, shit like that, like food to eat. These people are fucking assholes. I'm not even gonna mince words with, like, anyone. These people are horrible people. But if you met them, they could point out, you know, hundreds of things that makes them not horrible. But they have those things in their lives. and in abundance because they're making up for the horribleness that they know they have. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. It's true. Whoa. Really though. I'm like, wow, that's really awful. Like, why do you need that? You know, I mean, I go to church, and I don't go to their church anymore. Oh my God. I don't go to their church. But I go to church, and I read the Word of God. I read the Bible, and I'm rereading the Lost Books of the Bible right now. I think it's the Lost Books of... Where's my book? What is it? Lost Books of the Bible. And, like, I have a very, very well-used Bible. It's not, you know, all this, I mean, maybe you can't tell by just looking at it, but it's very well-used. I'm a very well-read person, very well-educated person. I mean, I could certainly have more degrees and all that, but considering what I have, I'm a brilliant person. My father was a brilliant man. He was a genius. And my mother, although a total psycho, my mother also was a very intuitive, highly intelligent person. And, you know, she got stopped in her tracks for many reasons. You know, fucking Matrix, man. And the nerve of some of these things that come at us, you know, like the spiritual warfare that comes at us, I cannot fucking believe it. Like the shit that thinks it is entitled to our children. And I don't even have kids of my own, okay? But I've raised 2 children on this planet, in this life. And I mean the nerve of these energies that think that they can rob us of our childhoods, rob us of our children, rob them of their childhoods. It's horrifyingly fucked, and it's disgusting. Like the entitlement to, like, my energy, my sexual energy, my mental energy, my emotional energy, the things that I've gone through in the last year and a half up here on the mountain. I mean, what the fuck is going on out there? Like, I mean, you know, it's mind-blowing. And the things that I know about child trafficking and all these other things, I can't explain how I know what I know, but I know it. I know it all the same. I know it. And if I had the tools and the resources, I could prove it. No doubt. I could prove it. I know I could. So, you know, the tarot card readings I've been listening to, regardless of what anybody says, I mean, I do believe that there is a certain spirit that comes along with divination, and it's powerful. And I mean, some of these things that I've seen with my eyes are physical manifestations of metaphysical ideas that I mean, nobody really talks about that. So what is that kind of thing? Like, what is that fundamentally? And, you know, I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked into that, you know, corner and, you know, pulled out all the dust bunnies yet. I don't know. But, like, some of these things, I don't think that this information is available to the general public. So, a lot of it I'm just winging it. And, you know, not winging it, but I'm going mostly on intuition and what I know, what I've already experienced myself. Not hearsay, but things I've experienced myself multiple times. So I know that they're real. I know that they're true. And no, I don't doubt my mind. No. Nope. There was a time when I did, but no. Yeah, no, not now. And never again, in fact. So, you know, kind of sitting around, like, you know, wondering where to best apply what I want to do. Because, I mean, really, and as pompous and haughty as it may sound, you know, when you're as talented of a person as I am, you just need to pick something, really, and do it. Like, whatever that is. Painting cars, being an artist, you know, making bread, like, you know, whatever. Just being happy and teaching other people how to be happy. I don't know. I mean, I'm really good at that. So, and people are just in general are happy when they're around me. It's always been like that, like since I was a kid. People used to fight over who could babysit me. Like, what? I'll tell you what, I never fought with my mom over who could babysit my brother and sister. Nobody, anyway, I don't want to be like, I'm not being rude, but like, I'm telling the truth. And it only comes from a place of love. My poor stepsister, she's such a mess. Oh, God. But then I understand why, of course, and it's no judgment on her. I just, but I'm looking around and, I'm looking at the world, and the world's just a mess right now. Of course, it always has been. Or like, I mean, I guess you could focus on that if you want to. But what I really mean is like people are suffering, and it's unnecessary. See, this is what bothers me, is like suffering can't be avoided completely. There's no way. There's shit that happens, although a lot of it's unnecessary. Most of it is unnecessary. And I always believed this, but I didn't really know how to. I mean, it seemed like I could get to a certain point and feel really good and not suffer for a while, and then it would come back, kind of thing. Like half on, half off kind of thing. And, there were certain very imbalanced issues that I dealt with in my life that were one way in such a in like circumstantial, but in another way it was balanced out because over here it was like weighed out, you know what I mean? But no matter how imbalanced I might have been, I found balance by going through the imbalance. Does that make sense? Oh God, I don't know if this makes sense to anyone, in fact. But by, it was like the more imbalanced things, I could find a balance in the imbalance. And that's been like a very real theme throughout my life. I mean, I even have tattoos on my body, like visual reminders to stay balanced and to always give honor to that balance. So, that's why I understand duality, and then the complete and utter lack of duality at the same time. Really, I think that anything that truly makes sense is really paradoxical. So, but I'm just kind of sitting up here on the mountain, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. I volunteered my time to one place, but they apparently don't want to call me back, which is fine. I'm not worried about anything, and I don't care what anyone says. And it's not because I'm apathetic. I just, been there, done that too. It didn't work. Never works for anybody, really. The truth doesn't ever change itself to fit into this world, and it doesn't give a fuck if it's liked or not. Nope. So, and considering I align with the truth, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to change myself to fit into this world, nor am I going to give a shit if anyone likes me or not. Not sorry, not sorry. So, anyhow, I think the time changes today, which is I was up at 5:30 this morning. I think it was about 5:30 when I woke up. And, oh, excuse me. By 10 in the morning, I was tired, but then I know that I'm going through activations right now. So it is a little tiring. The more hardcore the activation is, the more tiring it is. And, I've been having some really intense experiences lately, and I really would like to find some congruency within myself and with others. To figure out, maybe what do these things actually mean? What do they mean in a real world, reality sense? And it's all so weird. But most of the time I've been spending creating the new earth because it deserves that. People deserve that. People do. Even if they don't right now, they will. And so I've been tearing down old matrix systems, tearing down lots of walls, lots of systems of control, and tearing down a lot of different things, not just to be, you know, some anarchistic, you know, apathetic dumbass, but no, to tear things down so I can rebuild. And, you know, I know that that may sound like crazy to some people, and at the same time, I know what I'm doing. And I don't expect anyone to trust me with that. Like, I know what I'm doing when I'm building things, and then also, I know what I'm tearing down too. And, you know, I know that I can't be the only one doing it. Maybe one of the few consciously doing it, like, and doing it as much as I do it, and in such amazingly intricate and meticulous ways. Powerful, passionate ways, you know, thinking everything down to the last molecule. But, you know, also being really cautious and concerned with, and not in a worried way, but just very caring and loving in the way that I nurture those ideas, and also think about how to make them more human, in the sense that, you know, humans are very, like, emotionally sensitive creatures. We're meant to be. And, you know, that's been, like, muddled and mucked up so much. You know, I'd like us to get back in touch with that, because I'm actually a very nurturing, kind, gentle person. Although I'm much more masculine than most women in my approach to things, just because I'm so fiercely independent. But at the same time, you know, that same fierceness, you know, protects animals and children in my life, you know, myself too, and plants and the land and all kinds of things. So, you know, I mean, I guess you just have to decide, like, on what side of that protection would you like to be. Anyway, no, but I really say all these things with love, and that's where I'm coming from. Genuinely, that's where I'm coming from, is from love. That's it. I mean, that's really my greatest motive, or ulterior motive, is love. It's to love you. You know, if you have a problem with that, you know where the fucking door is. But either way, you know, I'm gonna love you from over here. You can't stop me. Like, genuinely, there's not even any timeline that anyone could be on right now that could stop me. Not past, present, future, not... Nope. I've cleared them all. All of them. I mean, like, really, though. So, I'm just kind of, like, wondering exactly what's going on. I know that other people are having similar experiences, just not quite. But I know there's I can't be the only one doing this. And, like, doing it to such extremes. Like, I've done it for a long time, and I'm completely by myself. And, I mean, well, except for my dog. And, I've been doing this for a while. Like, I don't even know what to call it anymore. Like, there's not really one word that really describes it. Ascension? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I've kind of, like, had my fingers in so many different pots, so to speak, that I don't really... Dog story. I haven't really been too focused on much more than just our, like, daily life, and, you know, how I can, like, I know it sounds cliche, but be the change I want to see in the world, you know, literally, though. And how does that, you know, what does that, like, realistically look like? And I've gotten really fucking close. Really close. And I'm so proud of myself, really, because I worked really hard. I really did. Worked my ass off. And it may not look like it to other people, but you have no idea how far I've come in such a short amount of time. I'm completely on my own, with the help of God and my dog, and that's it. No particular books, no seminars, no webinars, no nothing, literally nothing but prayer, meditation, fasting, and hanging out with my dog. That's it, literally. That's what did it for me. That's what worked for me. And that is, like, the simplest thing ever. You don't need any equipment. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to, nothing. That's incredible. I have an amazing testimony. So anyway, I hope everyone has a blessed night. I mean, day, night, whenever this video gets watched. And, love, blessings, and compassion, everyone. Literally everyone. Especially the assholes. They need it the most. Can't you tell? Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. No one's coming to save us.